Okay, chat. Speaking of NTE, since we've been discussing it for like the last 10 minutes, they made a tweet going over potential changes and overhauls they were making to the game. I'm very excited for NTE. They've sponsored me 7 times, 8 times in the last 3 months, which is crazy. The only game that has sponsored me more than NTE in the last year is Arknight's Enfield and Wuthering Waves. That's it. They're the 3 gacha games that have sponsored me the most in 2025 and in the beginning of 2026. The game so far, and I have a dedicated sponsor video coming for it in the next week, and then I have a dedicated sponsored video coming for it at release as well. But we're going to talk about changes being made to the game that were revealed in a tweet. I think it was yesterday. It might have been earlier today. Let me go ahead and navigate on over to their Twitter here, and we'll see. I have mostly positive things to say about the game. I have a few negative. The game isn't perfect. The test phase wasn't perfect, definitely. I think the test phase, this final version of the game, has been handled very well. I think that, and I'll go over this more in my my dedicated video coming in about a week or so. That's like 30-40 hours worth of gameplay. But I think graphically it's been very, very pretty. The characters look really good. The combat's a significant improvement. I think the driving still needs to be worked on. I think Tagedo is a horrendous addition to the game, and everyone I know hates him. And they need to kind of distance themselves from him as a focal point, or as focal a point as he has been over the course of the entirety of how I've been playing. I have very high expectations for the game. That's just like a quick TLDR. Now, that is not their tweet. This is their tweet. Letter from the developers. And I appreciate that NTE has been so communicative, by the way, in just like in gacha in general, because what I hate about gacha studios is when they remain quiet, when they don't address the issues of the community. I think it's disingenuous to just be silent or sweep issues that players have under the rug. But NTE have been very vocal with everything that they plan on doing, all the changes they plan on making, and so was Chaos Zero Nightmare. I think the reason that Chaos Zero Nightmare did so much better than Stella Sora, as an example, was because Stella Sora, they heard all the complaints of players and they said nothing. Chaos Zero Nightmare heard the complaints of players and within hours addressed it every time. And that seems to be what NTE is doing here. The Coex test is coming to an end soon. Thank you all for your participation and valuable suggestions. We've started working through all the feedback and bug reports you've sent us. We're building out our improvement plan. You'll see the changes roll out in future updates. Wait, in future updates? So that means they're not going to... Okay, so in future updates, does that mean that they're going to implement them in the final version of the game before launch? Or does that mean that the final version is already prepped and that updates in future versions like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 are going to see the improvements that they're making? That's very vague. I hope it's pre-launch rather than post-launch. Who is Tagedo? The TV. The little squirrel TV guy. That's him. Those should be your main games. Arknight's Enfield and NTE. My main gacha games are Nikke, OG Arknights, Arknight's Enfield, Wuthering Waves, and it will also likely include Neverness To Everness and Ananta, Azure Primelia. I currently play Chaos Zero Nightmare all the time as well. Thank you for playing, and we cannot wait for the official launch to welcome you back to Hetero. All right, here is the letter from the developers. In the meantime, here's what we're tackling. We want to make Hetero feel more alive and fun to explore. So hopefully they're going to add in wall running for every character without gating it behind Nanalie. That would be fantastic. This test gave you a glimpse of what daily life looks like in this anime urban legend-inspired metropolis. We're committed to deepening that experience. We saw you spending serious time with mahjong, fishing, racing. Oh, fishing is another thing they need to improve. Fishing is definitely something they need to improve. I thought the fishing was super mediocre. I did not like it. I had no fun in it at all. The fishing needs to be much more interactive and engaging, definitely. The racing, I actually did have some fun into racing, but again, my main issue with driving is that the controls need to be better for mouse and keyboard. And other activities like gooning to waifus. We love seeing that, but we also know that these features need work. Fantastic. The first step to improvement is acknowledging that something needs work or needs improvement. So I'm glad to see that they're already addressing things that need improve, and they've done this repeatedly over the last like year. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. We're cutting down mahjong queue times and adding AI players to fill empty seats. I did see that a lot of people were having issues with queue times with that. Making fishing feel smoother with better animations. Fantastic. There you go. Like literally, that's exactly what I just said. It felt bad. Camera work and sound effects, and continuing to improve vehicle handling and how driving feels overall. Yo, literally, that is what I just said needed fixed. I mean, yeah. Okay, that's great. Evidently, they're very aware then of what their issues are, right? We're adding more hangout content for your favorite characters, more spontaneous encounters around the city, and new characters you'll be able to invite out along with fresh outfits. Great. For the guy characters, right? Because none of the guy characters other than the main character had any outfits in the beta. It was all the women, the girls that did. So that'd be great if male characters had outfits in this too. We're also refining character animations and models to make everyone look and move better. I mean, that's fantastic. There has already been a significant improvement over the previous versions of the game. Plus, we're improving how characters interact with the world. Hopefully, being able to, like, vault over things. That would be great when climbing, and directly interacting with the world, you know, allow them to run up walls without having to be nanily as a character. You add more car upgrades and customizations. Cool, they seem to listen. Yep. Chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you all for Neverness To Everness? We've seen your feedback about awkward translations and text presentation. I admittedly haven't really seen that. We're cleaning up terminology, we're improving how different languages are displayed in the UI, and are making sure the game reads naturally in the language you're playing in. I mean, that sounds good. That sounds good. We know some, or a lot of, bugs have been getting in the way of your experience, and we're working hard to fix them. Our focus right now is squashing gameplay bugs, improving stability across different devices, and that is actually, yeah, performance here is a big issue. The game lags with like a 5080 on PC. The game, like, on mobile as well, like, I have an iPhone, what, 16 Max or 17 Max, whatever the latest iPhone is. We're optimizing performance on both PC and mobile, which is great. The game should run a lot smoother next time you play. Fantastic. I mean, we could only wish that Wuwa would perform a little better on mobile currently. And last but not least, we're adding more story and more characters. There were a decent number of characters, actually. But what they should do here is focus. They said that they're adding more story. I think that they should take Tagedo's story. They should stick it into a container. They should take that container, light it on fire, and then toss it into the largest trash can into street they can find. Take that trash can, take it to a dump, have it crushed, take what is left of that crushed trash can with the container inside, burn that, stick it in a bigger container, weigh it down, and then dump it in the ocean. That's what they should do with Tagedo's story. But they're adding more story, so hopefully none of it involves Tagedo. None of it at all, because Tagedo's story was atrocious. And then there was a side story that I did with Lacrimosa, the little vampire girl, the Batgirl. Tagedo was also in that story, dude. God damn, like, he's so important to the game, but he's so annoying at the same time. We've lined up new story quests and companions that will introduce to you when the game officially launches. I mean, that sounds fantastic. More story is great as long as it doesn't focus on Tagedo. More companions as well, which is great as long as they don't directly, you know, involve Tagedo into stories. Thank you for journeying with us. Hetero wouldn't be what it is without you, and we're looking forward to welcoming you back soon. I mean, that's great. That sounds fun. That sounds really good. And I'm glad to see that they seem to be listening to the concerns of players, and I think it's a great step in the right direction that they're not just either remaining silent rather than addressing the concerns of players, or just going their own direction, because they could do that. You know, there are certain games out there that have an idea of what they want, an artistic vision, and then they just stick with it. They just go that direction. They hard go that direction. They don't care about what players think. They don't care about what players say. And ultimately, it doesn't end up working out too well for them. But this, though, this is a great address. And please fix the UI. I don't want to play Zenless Zone Zero, named NTE. I mean, I did see a lot of people complaining the UI was Zenless. I did. Fix NPCs and driving AI. I mean, driving everything. It almost sounds like there's going to be another beta. There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be. Customize the main character instead of being stuck with generic defaults. I mean, every gacha game has you stuck with your generic defaults, but you can customize the main character in the form of outfits. Fix your surveys. There are now 4 surveys available to complete, and every single one starts with... There are 4 surveys to complete. I mean, like Arknight Tenfield. I hope they don't close the game. Okay. Game is stunning. Yep. I would have loved to have played the beta, but okay. You guys did good work. New starting characters when officially game launches. We're launching soon. I mean, the community seems to have received it well. It seems like... What is this double hashtag? Did they just mess that up? But I mean, that sounds good. I'm pleased. I'm impressed with it. Yeah. Remember the characters that showed in the Coex trailer? Yeah. In the cinematic, there was the hot chick. There was the other hot chick. Then there was that hot chick. There was the hot chick. That other hot chick, the hot chick with the hot chick that was at the desk. There was the hot chick with the hair, and then there was that really cool looking dude in the rain. I think it was at nighttime. Yeah, like around there, around, I think like that. But yeah, for real, I'm very excited for NTE. Very, very excited for NTE. What about Silver Palace? I'm also very excited for Silver Palace. I have a video coming for that in the next few days as well. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.